Rest your faces and slide in.
They're basic. They're mostly the same. 80%
those of you that have done this before understand this. Those of you that have not, the seniors are let in by pipers. As soon as they stop, we start with pomp and circumstance. So just be ready, and then I'll just go and we're on it. be able to see the. Yeah, so if once the next to the last row starts to fill, then
This one's only a half.
right. So
So the second.
to the last row, once that's full, let me know.
Oh, so you only need this much time?
Yeah, for like the last two rows to
Okay.
fill in, that should be enough.
I'll just.
Alrighty. Table ready. Pushing you confused. You can play Mambo instead. The conga line of seniors plays it. No? Okay. Here we go. Give it a minute.
Welcome, class of 2026. The program asks you to stand, but I'm actually going to invite you to sit. I promise it won't be that long. Welcome to all of the family, friends, faculty, staff, and community gathering to celebrate the achievements of these brilliant Scots. Recognizing that we come from a variety of faith and spiritual backgrounds, I invite us into a time of reflection. You are welcome to sit in silence for a moment or connect with the divine in a way that best nourishes you. In the busyness of this weekend, it is important for us to pause our minds and bodies long enough to remember why we are truly here today. So I encourage you to close your eyes and take a deep breath if you feel comfortable doing so. We gather in this space with great joy. We acknowledge the hard work of each person in this room, the dedication shown, and the lessons learned. Our hearts are full on this day. We gather with love and compassion, acknowledging that none of us are perfect, and the world needs our very particular gifts in this time. May we move with intentionality and kindness, awareness of our limitation. We gather with gratitude for all who have helped shape this moment, for mentors, family members, for those who have worked behind the scenes, their labors gone unacknowledged but not unnoticed, for those who have advocated fiercely and loved abundantly. We gather with delight in these graduates and their achievements, both academically and personally. We acknowledge their humanity, trusting that their time on campus not only helped shape their academics, but also their minds, their hearts, and their spirits. May we never forget the excitement in our hearts this day, the joy felt in celebration. May these memories carry us forward with hope in difficult times. We delight in the future of these graduating Scots. We look with anticipation to the beautiful potential within these graduates. May all our decisions today be connected to our dedication to all those who will come after us, future Scots, so that we may create traditions that are sustainable for ourselves and others. May it be so. I now invite President Joe Odenwald to the podium.
Good afternoon and welcome. On behalf of our Board of Trustees, our faculty, our alumni, and the many families and friends gathered here today, it is my privilege to welcome you to this 139th commencement ceremony at Alma College. Today is a day we've all been working toward, but especially our graduates. To our families, supporters, and loved ones, thank you. Your encouragement, your patience, and your belief in these students have helped make this moment possible. We're glad that you're here to celebrate it with us. I also want to thank the many people across campus who made today possible. Commencement is a significant undertaking, and it reflects the care and commitment of this community. Graduates, today marks a transition. You came to Alma with ambition, curiosity, and a willingness to learn. Today, you leave with something more, an education grounded in critical thinking, shaped by experience, and strengthened by the people around you. That matters. At Alma, our mission is to prepare you not just for your first job, but for a lifetime of thinking, adapting, and contributing. The world you're entering will ask a lot of you. It will require judgment, resilience, and the ability to make sense of complex problems. You are ready for that. And you're not leaving empty-handed. You leave with relationships that will stay with you, friends, mentors, our faculty, people who challenged you, supported you, and helped shape who you've become. You also leave with an education that can take you in many directions. Our graduates go on to serve in clinics and classrooms, in laboratories and boardrooms, in communities here and around the world. In each of those places, they carry Alma with them. And now, so will you. Because beginning today, you're not just graduates, you're alumni. Some of you already had the sweatshirt on yesterday. You become part of a community that extends far beyond this campus and one that plays a vital role in shaping the future of this institution. The reputation of Alma College is built day by day by the work of its graduates, by how you lead, how you serve, and how you carry forward what you've learned here. That responsibility now belongs to you. But today, before we look too far ahead, we take a moment to recognize what you've accomplished. This is a meaningful milestone for you and for everyone who helped you reach it. So before we continue, I'd like to recognize those who have supported you along the way. Would the parents, families, and loved ones of our graduates please stand or wave so we can say thank you? Thank you. At this time, it's my pleasure to welcome the chair of the Alma College Board of Trustees, Erica Powers-Appelt, who will bring greetings on behalf of the board.
Good afternoon. It is an honor to stand before you today as chair of the Alma College Board of Trustees and as a proud member of the class of 1991. On behalf of the board, I want to offer my sincere congratulations to the class of 2026 and to your families, friends, faculty, and mentors. Thank you as well. Your support, encouragement, and belief in your students have helped make this day possible. Graduates, today is a milestone, but it is also a moment of transition. Not an ending, but a continuation of something that you have been building during your time here. At Alma College, we talk often about our mission, preparing graduates who think critically, serve generously, lead purposefully, and live responsibly as stewards of the world they bequeath to future generations. Today, we get to see that mission fulfilled, not in words, but in you. We see it in Annie Singh, who will continue asking complex questions as she pursues a PhD in neuroscience. In Yao Po Ku, who will serve his community through his work with Health Alliance Plan. In Jake Leseski, who will help shape the future of college athletics through his work with the NCAA. In Chloe Anderson, beginning her career with Bosch. In Jack Yotzvichus, who has chosen a path of service in the Peace Corps in the Philippines. And in Callie Ronning, who's stepping forward to create something of her own by launching a business. These are merely examples of the exciting next steps for the class of 2026. These paths are different, but they share something important. Each reflects a graduate who is prepared to contribute, to lead, and to engage with the world in meaningful ways. And that is the Alma difference. Today, as you cross this stage, you join a community of more than 15,000 Alma College alumni around the world. A community that is not defined by a single path, but by that shared foundation. That's one thing that I want to emphasize today: connection. Your relationship with Alma does not end here, it simply changes. It becomes something you carry with you in your work, in your communities, in the way you show up for others. My advice to you today is to stay connected to each other, to this place that we love, and to the values that brought you here and those you developed here. Reach out to a classmate years from now. Offer guidance to a student who comes after you. Come back to campus when you can. Be part of this community in whatever way is meaningful to you. Because Alma is not just the place you attended. It is a touchstone, a network, a support system, and a lifelong connection. And like any strong community, it grows stronger when its members stay engaged. Graduates, as Dr. Odenwald said, the world you are entering will ask a great deal of you, but you leave here well prepared, not just with knowledge, but with the ability to think critically, to lead with purpose, to serve with generosity, and to live with responsibility. Those qualities matter. They will matter in your careers, in your communities, and in the lives and families that you build. So take what you have gained here and use it well. Stay curious and stay connected. For those of us on the board, the faculty, the staff, the administration, and everyone you see here celebrating with you, we may have been stewards for a time, but you are the world we bequeath to future generations. And we couldn't be more proud. Thank you.
Thank you to the Kilty Ensemble and the Alma College Choir under the leadership of Mr. Dave Zerby and Dr. Nicole Matfield for their important contributions to this celebration. We are grateful to each of you for the important part you play in this special ceremony. Earlier this month, we had a very special opportunity to honor academic achievement and award our coveted Barlow Trophy at the Anderson Chapel. Mallory Finsky is this year's recipient of the Barlow Trophy, the 77th winner of the trophy in the college's history, and she is most deserving of the honor. Mallory's achievements during her time at Alma are many, both as a student and as a student leader. She will speak to us today on the theme Reflections, after which our Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Sean Burke, will recognize our outstanding faculty.
Good afternoon, graduates, family, friends, faculty, and everyone who helped to bring us to this moment. When we first arrived here at Alma, some of us came in with a plan, a color-coded four-year roadmap, internships already in mind, or maybe even a clear idea of what came next. Others didn't. Some of us showed up just hoping to figure it out along the way. If these last 4 years have taught us anything, it's that both of those paths are valid. Because no matter how we started, we all ended up here. And along the way, we found something even more important: each other. We found it in the late-night conversations, in classrooms, and in moments that felt small at the time, but somehow became everything. We found it in the debates that really mattered, like which FYS professor was the best, shout out to Team Victory, or whether Brusky or Gelston is the superior freshman dorm, and for the record, it is Gelston. Yeah. But it was never really about the building. It was about what happened inside of it. Friendships formed in rooms that were maybe a little too small with beds lofted a little too high. But that's the thing about this place. We all have our own version of it, our own perspective on what Alma has meant to us. For some, it was leadership. For others, academics, athletics, or finding a sense of belonging. Some of us feel like we made the most of every opportunity, and others might feel like there were things we didn't get to. But that doesn't make one experience more meaningful than another. Because progress doesn't have to come at someone else's expense. We can move forward together. And in a world that often tells us success is a competition, that mindset is something worth holding on to. Right now, we're all standing in a similar moment, but experiencing it in completely different ways. Some of us are excited, some are nervous, some have jobs lined up, some are maybe heading back for another semester or just figuring out what comes next. And the truth is, all of those places are okay to be. Because uncertainty doesn't mean you're behind. It means you're in motion. What we're feeling right now is complicated. It's pride, nostalgia, anxiety, and excitement all at once. It's knowing that this is an ending, but also a beginning. And those feelings ask something of us. They ask us to reflect on where we've been, but also to move forward with intention. There are things that we'll miss, probably more than we realize right now. We'll miss just living down the hall from our best friends. We'll miss the kind of closeness that comes from shared spaces and routines. We'll miss the spontaneity, the last-minute plans, the late nights, and the feeling that everyone you need is right here. We won't miss everything, though. We probably won't miss waking up early to register for classes, hoping to get into yoga or pickleball, or the fire alarms at 2 a.m., or leaving your clothes in the dryer for 1 second too long and finding them scattered all over the laundry room once you remembered them. But even those moments will become memories we laugh about someday. And as we say goodbye to these spaces, these routines, and even these versions of ourselves, we have to remember something important. We are not leaving everything behind. We don't graduate and suddenly become someone entirely new. We carry this place with us. The lessons, the relationships, and the values we've built here, they don't just stay on this campus. They come with us into whatever is next. And with that comes a responsibility to be thoughtful, to stay engaged, and to be the kind of people who don't just move through the world, but actively shape it. As one of my most impactful mentors once told me, don't wait. Don't wait for the perfect moment to get involved. Don't wait until you feel completely ready. Have the courage to choose, to step into spaces that challenge you, and to take action even when you're unsure. Challenge the status quo, ask questions, and speak up. Be willing to rethink what you've been taught and imagine something better. Because over time, we come to understand that those smallest moments often matter the most. The decision to try something new, to introduce yourself to someone who becomes a lifelong friend, to step into leadership, to take a class you weren't sure you'd like, to keep going even when you weren't sure you'd succeed. Those moments added up, they shaped who we are, and now they will shape where we go. So wherever life takes you next, whether it's a new city, a new job, another semester, or a path you're still figuring out, stay connected, stay engaged, and come back. Not just physically, but in the ways that matter, through the relationships you maintain, the communities you build, and the impact you continue to have. Because this place doesn't end today, it continues through us. Through the way we lead, the way we support one another, and the way we choose to move forward, not alone, but together. So today, we reflect on who we were when we got here, on who we've become, and on who we still have the potential to be. And as we walk away from this chapter, we don't do it with uncertainty alone, we do it with purpose. Because this may be a goodbye, but it is also a beginning. Thank you to this place and the people who work hard to make it so meaningful, and congratulations to the class of 2026.
Thank you, Mallory, for that outstanding address. My name is Sean Burke, and I am the Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs at Alma College. First and foremost, I wanted to extend my heartfelt congratulations to the graduating class of 2026. Your hard work and determination is a testament to the values you have learned on this campus. As you embark on the next chapter of your journey, I have no doubt you will continue to make us all proud in your future endeavors. In my role, it has been the privilege of a lifetime to serve alongside such dedicated faculty, staff, and students who embody the spirit of Alma College. At this time, I would like to recognize some of those outstanding faculty members, this year's winners of the Anderson and Barlow Faculty Awards. Faculty, as I call your names, would you please stand and be recognized? The Anderson Awards, made possible by a gift from Trustee Thomas Anderson, recognize excellence in teaching through pedagogical innovation, creative activities with students, and superior teaching. Faculty members nominate their colleagues for the award, and the president selects the recipients, who each receive a grant to support their scholarship. It is my pleasure to announce Adam Matthews and Robert Molina as this year's Anderson Award winners. The Barlow Awards, made possible by a gift from Joel Barlow, a 1929 Alma graduate, recognize faculty members for excellence in teaching scholarly or creative work, and college and community service. Recipients are nominated by faculty, administrators, alumni, and student Barlow Trophy nominees. The president selects the awardees, who receive grants to support their work. It is my pleasure to announce Janelle Blazik and Stephanie Slaughter as this year's Faculty Barlow winners. It is also a pleasure to announce a named professorship and an endowed chair in recognition of those faculty members with consistent records of teaching, research, service, and commitment to the liberal arts. The Charles A. Dana Professorship was established in 1972 to recognize an esteemed faculty member who demonstrates a distinguished record of academic excellence and enriches the institution's history. The recipient of this year's Charles A. Dana Professorship is Zoe Dye. The Joseph J. Zimmerman Class of '61 Endowed Chair in English was established in 2025. The primary consideration for selection is a record of innovation in teaching, program formulation, and engaging students and colleagues in the academic endeavor, and potential for continued innovative contributions to the college and its programs. The gift to create this named chair was given by Joseph J. Zimmerman, a member of the class of 1961 and former Assistant Attorney General with the state of Michigan. The inaugural recipient of the Zimmerman Endowed Chair in English is Matthew Chichi. Thank you again to our outstanding faculty and to all of you in attendance today.
Thank you, Provost Burke. I'd like for you to stay with me here at the podium, and for Ms. Powers of Pelt to rejoin me at the podium, and for Mr. Dave Devine and Mr. Tom Crean to join me at the podium. We're going to have quite a group up here as we present Mr. Crean with an honorary degree.
Board Chair Powers of Pelt, President Odenwald, I have the honor and great privilege to present to you Mr. Tom Crean for the conferral of the honorary degree, Doctor of Humane Letters. The following citation has been inscribed on his behalf. In tribute to your early connection to Alma College, where you began your coaching career as an assistant men's basketball coach, helping to shape your lifelong commitment to the game and to student athletes. In recognition of your distinguished career, spanning more than 3 decades, including 22 seasons as a head coach at Marquette University, Indiana University, and the University of Georgia, where you compiled more than 400 career victories and led programs to sustained competitive excellence. In admiration of your leadership on the national stage, including guiding Marquette to the 2003 NCAA Final Four and earning multiple Coach of the Year honors, and restoring prominence to storied programs through vision, discipline, and a commitment to player development. In acknowledgement of your impact beyond the court, mentoring student athletes who have gone on to professional success in the NBA and contributing to the game as a respected national broadcaster and analyst. Therefore, I proudly present you, Tom Crean, for conferral of the honorary degree, Doctor of Humane Letters.
Upon the recommendation of the Alma College faculty and by the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees and Alma College, I now confer upon you, Tom Crean, the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa, with all the rights, privileges, honors, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
It's now my pleasure to introduce our 2026 commencement speaker. Tom Crean's coaching career began right here at Alma College, where he served as an assistant men's basketball coach, an experience that helped launch a remarkable career at the highest levels of the game. Along the way, he earned a reputation as one of college basketball's most respected leaders, mentoring student athletes who went on to succeed both on and off the court. Today, he continues to share his insight and passion for the game as a national broadcaster and analyst. But at his core, Coach Crean's story is one of growth, resilience, and the lasting impact of great mentorship, values that resonate deeply with the Alma College community. We are honored to welcome him back to where it all began. Please join me in welcoming Coach Tom Crean.
The only way I would ever get a degree from Alma College is this way. So I promise not to bring down the GPA. That the average coming in that you had was a 358 or a 1080 on the SAT or a 27 on the ACT. We won't talk about mine, but man, is it great to be a part of this. Thank you very, very much. I'll get my stopwatch on here so I don't screw it up. Dr. Odenwald, board members, faculty, everyone, especially Dave Devine, who amazingly, you spent 5 minutes around Dave Devine, which we did when he was a freshman at this school. I don't know if you needed 5 minutes to know that he was going to be a monster success, and it absolutely is true. And before I get into my speech, I want to recognize something that has hit me hard today, is so many of us, we left here. I left here in 1989. I graduated from Central Michigan. I was here for 3 seasons. I'll get into that more in a second. But what happened is we all went our separate ways. And I went on to Michigan State as a graduate assistant after I graduated. And so many of us have not seen each other even close to enough, right? But today, with Coach Ralph Pym leading the way, with Coach Rob Bowden and his wife Shelley, people that have not been together in the same room since 1989, 37 years ago, joined together today to come back for this. Could they all stand up over to this section, please? Thank you. We knew we were doing something special. We didn't really know it as much at the time, much like all of you. But the bottom line, when you have people come back, and there's some that couldn't come back because of distance maybe, or family obligations, some sickness, but to get in a car, to get in a plane and come back here and be a part of this, that's the part of Alma College that you don't know about yet, but you will. Because what happens is when you're a part of this, when you're a part of me, I was not a part of the university as a student. I got an opportunity to come here as a coach, as a young coach, as a 20-year-old while I was going to Central Michigan. But the bottom line is once you have been impacted and infiltrated into this environment, it is with you forever. And it bonds you forever. And you're going to see that. You're definitely going to see that. So everyone that made this possible, I truly appreciate it. Title of what we're going to talk about is based on this. People will always tell you, we've heard it forever, it doesn't matter where you start, it matters where you finish. And there's definite truth to that. But it actually really does matter where you start. And as you look over the 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, whatever you've had, wherever you're at in the graduate program, as an undergrad, whatever you've done, when you started here, your whole mission, whether you knew it or not, was to make it and leave it a better place than you found it, which is really hard to do at a place like Alma College. But that's exactly what you've done. And when you look out, and I look out and see this, and you look at each other, and everybody in the crowd gets to look at you, that's exactly what you've done here. Yes, you've earned your degree, but you came here and you made it bigger than yourself. You're leaving it better than you found it. Now, what will you do with it as you go? Because the start, when you got here, taught you a lot, which we'll talk about. But where you take all the lessons that you have, where you take everything that hit you while you were here, where you take it and you embark on the career, the future, the families, wherever you're going to go, it's such a huge, huge part of what you did inside of your time here. For me, I had an opportunity. I went to school at Central Michigan University, went to Mount Pleasant High School, lived in Mount Pleasant. Coach Ralph Pym, who I had looked up to for many, many years as an assistant at Central Michigan, took the Alma College job. I was already coaching at my old high school, Mount Pleasant High School. He talked to my coach there. He had me meet him at an Arby's in Mount Pleasant, when they had the old Arby's, the big hat, all right, not the new wave, all right? And I think the sandwiches were 99 cents going back that far, a little more now. But bottom line, we went in there and met, and I wasn't sure what he wanted to talk about, but I knew he was going to Alma, and he asked me to join him. It changed my life. Sitting in a booth in an Arby's changed my life. I didn't know it at the time. I certainly was honored, but it changed my life. And for 3 years, having an opportunity to go back and forth between coaching at Mount Pleasant High School and at Alma College. It certainly helped that my coach, Denny Kuiper, and Coach Pym were great friends, but they allowed me to do something that I had no idea what my dream was. I knew I wanted to coach. I knew I loved basketball. I loved sports. But I had no idea how it was going to turn out. I just loved it. And they gave me this opportunity. And to be a part of this, I was here with 3 years. We went 13-11 the first year, 15-9 the second year, 17-7 the third year, and so many of the people that were part of those teams are up there right now. We were turning this program. We took over a program that really, it needed the energy and the passion that Alma College deserved. And I think all the players that were here, as tough as those days were, as hard as those days were, they would say that. I know I would. There were many, many days that I would leave my house in Mount Pleasant, 6:15, something like that, drive the 25 minutes. We'd have an early morning big man workout or an early morning practice. I'd drive back to Mount Pleasant. My last 3 semesters at Central Michigan, I took 22, 20, and 21 credit hours because I knew I wanted to coach. I knew I wanted to move. At that point, Alma College had done so much for just building this passion and desire that I had. I'd go back, I'd go to school. Then I'd have Mount Pleasant High School practice in the afternoon. If we had a game, I might leave the Mount Pleasant High School practice early. If it was home, I wouldn't go if it was an away game because I'd be on the bus or the van that we would take at that point. There were many days I'd go back from Mount Pleasant, come back to Alma that afternoon for a practice, especially if it was a workout in the morning. Then if there was time, I might go home and take a shower, grab something to eat. If not, I'd run through McDonald's or Arby's or one of those places and go to work at a party store called The Store back in Mount Pleasant. It wasn't that way every day, but it was that way more often than not. And I was having the time of my life. It wasn't financially. I got $700 here in 3 years, and I probably spent that in postage stamps back in the days. But to me, I was rich, right? My mother supported me in the sense of being able to chase this dream while I was going to school, putting so many miles on an old Dodge Raider. Look that up. See if you can find that somewhere. I put so many miles on that car. But what it did is it built all these just unyielding passions and desires to be something. See, because I wasn't an Alma College student, but I was selling Alma College to future students. Because it was it just enveloped you when you got in here and saw how great this was. I was around, household names to me outside of Coach Pym were people like Coach Phil Brooks, Coach Jim Cole, Coach Bill Klenk, all right, Coach Denny Griffin, who was our trainer at that point. There were so many people working with Coach Pym, Luke Stefanowski, Rob Bowden, Dave Devine I mentioned, and all these players. Man, I had it made, and I was working as hard as I could possibly work. It was intensifying my dreams. And that's exactly what you have right here, because I didn't realize this at the time, but I was forming a vision for myself. And no matter where you're at, okay, whether you're working for someone when you leave here, whether you're the boss, however you do it, you get to make a choice every day, all right? And that whether you're teaching it or whether you're living it. And I didn't realize it at the time. I didn't learn about this till I was at Indiana my second year, and it made all the sense in the world to me. When you're a leader, when you're in charge of you, when you're in charge of building, you have a vision. All right? You have a vision. The reality, okay, the further away your reality is from the vision, that's your energy. That's the energy that you're creating on a daily basis. That's the energy you're creating for your teams, for who you manage, for your families, for your loved ones, you name it. You are creating a vision. And reality, okay, the more you keep, they get a little higher, you create more vision. They get a little higher, you raise the vision. They get a little higher, you raise the vision. When you get into trouble is when the reality meets the vision. When the reality meets the vision, now you've lost your energy. And no matter where you're at in this life, you cannot let that happen. Your vision has got to continue to raise. It just has to. Alma College taught me that. It taught me that. Like I said, I didn't know it at the time, but it taught me that. I was recruiting with a man that had been in Division I. We were recruiting, man, if we beat a scholarship school, and there's a couple of those guys up there now, if we beat an NAI school that could give a full ride or a Division II, it was like winning twice. It was like winning twice. It was so competitive. And when we got here in basketball, we were trying to build everything towards where Hope College and Calvin College were. We didn't beat Hope while I was here. I had to schedule them at Indiana for an exhibition game so I could exercise that demon for myself. But our last game here, true story, I didn't run up the score, but I didn't take my starters out till about 3 minutes left. All right. But that's what it meant to us. Beating Calvin College, the last game I was ever in the gym for, the last game we were together, we beat Calvin College. That's what raised the standard. So then when I became a head coach at Marquette, man, I'm looking at Cincinnati and Bob Huggins, Louisville with Denny Crum, then with Rick Pitino, Memphis with John Calipari, all these names like, when we got to Marquette, we had to become that. I learned all that at Alma College. I learned so many things about hunger and passion here. I learned so many things about how you run a program. I learned so many things about how to respect something. Even though I wasn't getting to partake in the education, I had great respect for what I was doing with it because of all the people that we were around. And it does matter where you start. And there are certain things you've got to remember as you go through this. And I'm going to start with this, okay, when it comes to remembered. Remember the vision and reality. When you can look at your life, okay, here's my vision, here's the reality of where I'm at or where my team is. Let me keep raising the vision. They won't like it when you're doing it. Dwayne Wade didn't like it when after the year he was sitting out and we knew that we had a super player at Marquette University and we had to get him better and better before he became eligible. He didn't like all that. He was ready to quit every weekend in the spring because we were pushing him so hard. We could go right on down the line. Nobody likes having the vision raised on them when they think they've hit something. But you don't get anywhere in life if you don't have the ability to do that and you don't have the ability to chase it. Another thing that is so important, okay, as you go into this world, toughness is a talent and awareness is a fundamental. The quicker you understand that, the quicker you learn that, the quicker you go through these things and you realize that no one can take away your toughness, no one can take away your mental toughness, no one can take away your spirit, no one can create doubt if you make sure that toughness is a huge part of what you do. If you're aware in basketball, so many times the game is won or lost on the weak side of the floor. It's not the person with the ball, it's how it's played on the weak side. The cutting, the rebounding, the spacing, all those things. That's what the game is. You have to have awareness. You have to have awareness. I've been fortunate to coach a lot of really good players, all right? The number of the money that they have contracted or earned in the NBA is $1.5 billion. And that's before guys like OG Anunoby gets another contract, Nick Claxton gets another contract, Anthony Edwards will get numerous contracts. But every one of those common denominators that I look back at with those players that made it, there was a hunger to work, there was a desire to be successful, but toughness was part of their talent. Toughness was part of what made them great. And you have to have that. And my memories are so vivid being back here of thinking about these things as we would go through it. And when toughness is a talent, man, you got to stay in the fight. Okay? You got to extend the fight. We had a game at Michigan, 2013. If we win the game at Michigan, we had lost a chance to clinch it at home against Ohio State on a Tuesday night. We go to Michigan. If we win, we're the outright champion. If Michigan wins, there's a chance to have a tie, all right, for 5 ways in first place. We didn't want to share it. We get into that game. It's a nationally televised game on a Sunday, CBS. We're down 5 with 54 seconds to go inside of the game. Our guys were tough enough, prepared enough. They understood enough. I had 3 timeouts left with 54 seconds to go. We fouled, we put them on the line, they missed the free throw, we come down and score. Long story short, they miss a shot at the buzzer, we win. Those 3 timeouts I had with 54 seconds to go, I went home with those timeouts. My team was so mentally and physically prepared that the toughness is a talent. They knew who to foul, they knew when to foul, they knew how to get the ball coming down on offense. All those things matter. Doesn't have to be basketball, it all matters. And you've got to be able to understand that. Another thing, there's 3 fights every day that you're going to face inside of your organization, inside of your team, inside of what you do. 3 fights, and they're there. They're there no matter what. Number 1, you're going to have to fight division from within. You're going to have to fight that. There will be times that you will be ridiculed, that there will be jealousies, that there will be problems, that there will be issues, that you will feel like you've been left behind, that you will feel like you've been marginalized, that you will feel like you've been stabbed in the back. You cannot allow division from within to change your vision, to wreck your goals on where you want to go. And you cannot wait for somebody else to do that for you. You've got to be in charge of that. You've got to make sure that you're spreading a message and that you're a part of it and that you curb issues when they start to come, because they're coming no matter what you do. And division from within is a fight that's so hard to win because people on the outside can't see it, but you can. And you've got to get it broken down, okay? There's another fight. All right, you'll deal with outside perception. For us, a lot of times it might be the media. It's outside perception. It might have been negative recruiting. I've coached against some of the best coaches in the country. Many of them in the hall, or some of them, I should say, in the Hall of Fame. I've also coached against some of the most arrogant coaches in the country. Some are the same person. All right? But the bottom line is it didn't matter. They were standing in the way of what we wanted. So whether it was how they dealt with the referees, whether it was how they dealt with recruiting, whatever it was, we had to find a way to fight any outside perception. Were we going to win? Were we going to be able to win this? Were we going to get this recruit? It didn't matter. All right? It didn't matter. You've lost 3 in a row. It doesn't matter. We got to find a way to win the next game. And those are the kind of things that you've got to be on top of every day. And another fight, and it's a silent killer, and that's fatigue. You get worn down. You get worn down on fighting. You get worn down on staying in the fight. You get worn down on trying to do the right thing when people around you may not be doing the right thing. You get worn down by the expectations that you have for yourself, or maybe your first boss or second boss has for you. You get worn down by those things. You get worn down by drama, distractions, but you cannot lose focus. You cannot get worn down to the point that you can't keep striving for what you want. And if you know every day, no matter where you are, you're in those fights, and you're saying, I'm not getting beat by those, okay? Because the reality of it, people may think the reality is, no, my vision is higher than that. My vision is higher than that, and that's where my energy comes from. And that's exactly what you want. And you want to surround yourself in as many situations that you can where you're around like-minded people. You can't always get it, but you want to search for it. The great Pat Riley said, there's 4 things a player wants from their coach every day. They want them competent, they want them reliable, they want them sincere, and they want them trustworthy. And that is what you are searching for. Just make sure while you're searching for it, when they look at you, that's exactly who they see back, because that's a big part of it. Another one, and this might be the most important one, and this was so helpful to me so many years, especially after I learned it early on at Marquette and then as I coached at Indiana and beyond. The great General Hal Moore. Had a privilege to get to know him in Milwaukee when I was coaching at Marquette. Coach Pym got a chance to know him when he was at West Point, one of the great, most decorated generals ever lived. And he had a lot of great lines, but this is the one I want to make sure you get. 3 strikes and you're not out. There is always something else you can do to influence the outcome in your favor. And then another thing, and then another thing. See, most people can't get past the 3 strikes. And that's where the blame game comes. That's where the ridicule comes. That's where the jealousies come. No. That's where giving up can't be. You have got to keep going through that. You've got to keep finding ways. There's a way to win the game. The game is always giving you something. Momentum is always up for grabs in a game, just like it is in life. And you've got to keep chasing it at every step you possibly can. I have so many stories. I don't have enough time to talk about all the different things that we dealt with, okay, inside of coaching. But the bottom line is 3 strikes and you're not out. And you can do whatever you have to keep building it and to keep moving forward. In closing, being at Alma is a lot like what it was for you. I didn't get to come here, but it started a dream for me. You might have come here, you didn't know what your major was going to be, and all honesty, probably most of you did, but maybe you didn't, maybe you changed your mind. But what this place has done, because I doubt it's changed a whole lot except gotten better since I was here a long time ago, coming to this school every day. Okay, it's allowed you to dream. It's allowed you to put your passion, your hunger, all right, your mistakes at the forefront, just like it did me. Driving back and forth, being an assistant at Alma College, man, I was so proud every day. But it wasn't easy, and you had to keep fighting, and you had to keep going. And that's exactly where you sit right now, okay? You have this education. You have this experience, these experiences, I should say. You have been challenged. No doubt in my mind you've been challenged. You've been challenged numerous times. You have been inspired. I know that happens here, and you've probably inspired some people along the way. But you also have made mistakes, and you've been able to correct them and build on them. You have put yourself in a position where no matter what you deal with, no matter what anybody tries to take from you, no matter how anybody treats you, you have been through things from the start of your next journey, which is what this has been right here. And remember this as you go through it. You have been through Alma College, and they haven't. What? They haven't. Okay, when you're in a position, all right, where you're going to be competing against other people from other universities or people that maybe went to another prestigious school, and it's down to you and that other person for that job, all the experiences that you've gone through, okay, they're going to come out. Now, they're not necessarily going to come out in the written word. They're not going to necessarily come out just based on what you say. They're not going to come out just based on your resume or what your degree was in. They're going to come out because the people that you're around, the people that you want to hire you, or the people you're going to go work for, or when you're hiring people, you're not going to hire or get hired just based on what the resume said or what the degree said. You're going to get hired because they could feel it. They could feel it in you. They could feel it from you. Okay, they could feel that passion. They could feel that humility. They could feel that desire to go and do things. And I got it in 3 years' time, driving back and forth here all the time, a full dose of what that meant. But just like those players that I coached and recruited here, I was always envious of them. I was always envious. They got to go to school here. They got to do this. Don't get me wrong. I loved where I lived and where I went. But Alma College is different. And as you move into this next step and you go through all these different things, okay, make sure they not only hear you and see you, make sure they don't only just read about you, make sure they can feel you. Make sure they can feel the passion that you have, because you've earned it. You have given yourself a chance right now to go out there and do those kind of things. And if you have earned it, and if you have worked towards it, there's absolutely no reason that you shouldn't be able to achieve it, because you've been working on achieving every day that you are here. It's out there for you. I hope you go and get it. You've totally been prepared inside of this university. Go Scots, and thank you.
Thank you, Coach Crean, for that wonderful address. We're in the gym, and I'm ready to play basketball, too. I would now like to welcome back to the podium, although he's already beat me up here, Provost Burke for the presentation and introduction of the class of 2026.
President Odenwald, I have the privilege of presenting the degree candidates from the class of 2026 for conferral of their degrees. Class of 2026, would you please rise? These students have completed the prescribed courses of study for the degrees of Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science in Nursing, Bachelor of Music, Master of Arts, and Master of Fine Arts. The faculty recommends the granting of the appropriate degrees and honors listed.
Thank you, Provost Burke. By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Alma College, and in accordance with the laws of the great state of Michigan, I now confer upon you the degrees of Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science in Nursing, Bachelor of Music, Master of Arts, and Master of Fine Arts, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Congratulations. And now you can move that tassel from left to right. Will the class of 2026 please come forward to receive your diplomas?
The following have earned the degree of Master of Fine Arts in Creative Writing: Dewana D. Lester, Lorraine Aurelia Phillips. The following have earned the degree of Master of Arts in Special Education: Colby Lynn Boyd, Andrea Michelle Bristol, Scott Crawford, Katie Garrison, Amy Lynn Harriman, Jody Nicase, Tiffany Rhymes, the following have earned a bachelor's degree: Mohammed Al-Atwi, cum laude and department honors; Al-Walid Al-Hawiti, Chloe Elise Anderson, magna cum laude and department honors; Jack Anderson, magna cum laude; Cademan Applegate, summa cum laude; Alexa Ashley, cum laude; Jada Lynn Averill, cum laude; Ethan Bacon, Amanda Melissa Baker, summa cum laude and department honors; Callista Ray Bancroft, Philip Robert Banner, summa cum laude; Garrett Barth, cum laude; Alex Bates. Brock Boudry, summa cum laude and department honors. Andrew James Leonard Benton, summa cum laude and department honors. Bryn Bishop, cum laude. Madison Black. Owen Blackport. Cameron Bleasdale. Sarah Bollinger, summa cum laude and department honors. Justin Allen Bugner. Anakin Britton, magna cum laude. Ace Bruffman, magna cum laude. Faith Buckingham, summa cum laude. Grace Buckingham, summa cum laude and department honors. Madison Christiana Carindang, cum laude and department honors. Madison Carmen, cum laude. Kiana Ray Carpenter. Aubrey Caskey, department honors. Khalil Allah Shawati, magna cum laude and department honors. Kyler Chauvinek. Leah Nicole Shavoka, magna cum laude. Jacob Anthony Claflin, cum laude. Joseph Daniel Colucci, summa cum laude. Taylor Cotter. Patrick Coughlin. John Connor Crasium, summa cum laude. Dylan Craig. Mariella Margaret Cusack, magna cum laude and department honors. Kaylin Davis. Trinity Davis, magna cum laude and department honors. Sophie Deck, summa cum laude and department honors. Olivia Deeb. Catris DeGroft. Cale Dempsey, summa cum laude and department honors. Owen James Dank, summa cum laude. Benjamin Dickison, summa cum laude. Jamie Diedrich, magna cum laude. Emily Dimmick, cum laude and department honors. Brendan Dorr. Mary Dreyer, magna cum laude. Julia Louise Duncan, magna cum laude and department honors. Lucas Dunn. Natalie Grace Dutton. Sarah Ebel, summa cum laude. Jackson Elbody, magna cum laude and department honors. Josh Elliott, summa cum laude. Reagan Elizabeth Elliott, summa cum laude and department honors. Neil Evans, cum laude. Tucker William Ewing. James Fabus. Lydia Fabus. Caitlin Marie Fairley. Connor Fian, magna cum laude. Mallory K. Fensky, summa cum laude. Kenneth Fistler. Linnea Fogo. Dakota Forgesh. Jordan Fox, summa cum laude. Thomas Frink, summa cum laude. Madison J. Gettle. Hannah Margaret Gibbons, magna cum laude. Tristan Gist. Evelina Glaves. Justin Goodman. Kelly Elizabeth Graysick. Trevor Grandy, summa cum laude. Raven Gregory, department honors. Hannah Gruey. Tyron Griffin. Cole Grunwald, summa cum laude. Aiden Gurdon. Holland Hall, summa cum laude and department honors. Carrie Hamilton. Walter Hancock, magna cum laude. Allison Harvey, summa cum laude and department honors. Robert Hemer, cum laude. Caitlin Henstock, cum laude. Aiden Hibden, cum laude. Abby Hill, magna cum laude. George Hillard, magna cum laude. Patrick Hodges. Carolyn Grace Hofstra. Avery Justine Holmes. McKenna Lee Hahn. Nicholas Honecker. Tyler Horstman, summa cum laude. Audrey Hunter. Alicia Eisenberg, cum laude. Caleb Jackson. Jack Jones. Grant Crafis, cum laude. Andrew Canary. Bryce Kempf. Lily Mae Kennebrew. Michaelin Kenny, summa cum laude and department honors. Reagan Delaney Kaiser, summa cum laude and department honors. Noah Kanuja, cum laude. Olivia Kirkpatrick. Cameron Cole. Ike Koshelski. Alec Koval. Annalise Kreza. Ryan Kugelman, magna cum laude. Stephen Lambert. Jalen Ruby Landstrout, magna cum laude. Jake Liseski, summa cum laude and department honors. Maddie Lavalette. Samuel Lepine, cum laude. Biz Leslie, department honors. Evan Litwiller, cum laude. Aaron Longo. Tess Lord, magna cum laude. Nick Malish, magna cum laude. Ed Markarian. Preston Marlette. Alexis Marquardt. Sarah Marzolino, summa cum laude. Taylor Rain Matthey, cum laude. Lauren Page McCarthy, summa cum laude and department honors. Brianna McCluskey, magna cum laude. Jamie Lee McDavid. Cassandra Marie McGaw, cum laude and department honors. Ryan McNiff. Audrey Alice Mai. Hannah Meyer, cum laude and department honors. Gage Mitchell, magna cum laude. Samuel V. Mobley, magna cum laude. Ella Mondrosky, magna cum laude and department honors. Michaela Monk. Olympia Moore. Brian Morgan, cum laude. Dennis Morgan. Philippos Morikis, cum laude. Maddox Mosel. Tatenda Makudu. Eli Mull. Maddie Munley. Noah Murphy. Gabrielle Neal, cum laude. Madison Maria New, magna cum laude and department honors. Jillian Elizabeth Nicholson, magna cum laude. Alexis Norco, cum laude and department honors. Cameron Mitchell O'Brien, cum laude. David John White O'Rourke, magna cum laude. Matthew Allen Oswald. Emily Rose Perkins, summa cum laude and department honors. Ashley Peterson, magna cum laude. Jose Pinacho. Mike Pizzo. Curtis Plinus. Yao Poku, cum laude. Jordan Porter. Elena Poti, magna cum laude and department honors. Zachary Reed Princer. Carolina Pusek, magna cum laude and department honors. Stephanie Rausch, summa cum laude and department honors. Brent Reel. Joseph Rigsby Jr., cum laude. Alexi Ripley, cum laude. Max Roberts. David Robinson. Natalia Leonez Rodriguez, department honors. Callie Rianne Ronning, summa cum laude. Gabriel Roof. Blaze Rybicki. Emma Sage, cum laude. Brendan Sagai. McKenna Sally, magna cum laude. Donovan Salters. Emily Cerullo, cum laude. Kyle Scheck. Lydia Schmachtenberger, cum laude. Preston Schroyer. Joey Shallow, magna cum laude. Annie Singh, Department Honors. Emma Smiley, magna cum laude. Courtney Ann Smith, cum laude. Liliana Smith, summa cum laude. Morgan Smith, summa cum laude. Sophia Somerset, magna cum laude. Emily Spear, magna cum laude. Carter St. John, magna cum laude. Preston Stelgis. Rihanna Stopchick, summa cum laude and department honors. Ridley Stratton, summa cum laude and department honors. Cole Streeter. Dawson Studebaker, magna cum laude. Christian Swice, cum laude. Blake Swiger, summa cum laude and department honors. Xavier Michael Scott Tarvanen. Jacob Taunton. Allie Tenharmsel, magna cum laude and department honors. Bruce Thalen, summa cum laude. Caitlin Thomas. Dahaviel Moody, cum laude. Mara Tiernan, summa cum laude and department honors. Nathan Andrew Toth, summa cum laude. Mason Tusna, summa cum laude. Ethan Townsend, cum laude. Ashton Trinka, summa cum laude and department honors. Xavier Urquhart. Addison Valad. Braden Vanderkamp. Leandro Vargas, cum laude. Josefina Vega. Vicky Villarosa, summa cum laude. Lainey Voisinette, magna cum laude and department honors. Elise Vols, magna cum laude and department honors. Caitlin Walker, cum laude and department honors. Julia Joelle Weiss, cum laude and department honors. Logan Allen Wenz, department honors. Brecken Werner. Joshua David West. Morgan Westel, magna cum laude and department honors. Hannah Whitley, summa cum laude. Allison Wickert, cum laude. Eddie Williams. Nolan Woodman. Nicole Yax, cum laude and department honors. Jack Yadvikis, magna cum laude. Caleb Youngblood. Lindsay Zarka, magna cum laude. Emily Zatelli, summa cum laude and department honors. Jada Zerlot, summa cum laude. Colbrin Zwart.
Graduates, with the conferral of your degree, you now are welcome into the family of the more than 15,000 Alma College alumni throughout the world. Although your relationship with Alma College now changes from student to alumni, you will always be part of the Alma College family. Stay connected with your alma mater. We need alumni ambassadors to mentor future classes of Alma College students. I look forward to seeing you back on campus for alumni events or to speak to students about your career path or graduate school experiences. Please know we offer you our best wishes and deepest affection. The faculty and staff of Alma College feel invested in your future. Keep in touch. We want to celebrate your successes with you and continue to assist you with career or graduate school advice. Godspeed in the exciting ventures that lie ahead. As you leave, you will pass through campus for the first time as a graduate rather than a student. You may remember that same moment when you first walked campus as a student after your opening convocation when we formally welcomed you to this community. Today, we honor you as graduates as you now cross between us from Alma College and beyond us. Members of the audience should please wait to exit the arena until after all our graduates have left. And before we depart, Dr. Matt Feld will lead us in the singing of the alma mater.
Loyal hearts will cherish
Congratulations to our newest Alma College graduates. Know that even as you leave this place, you do not do so alone. You are surrounded by family, friends, colleagues, professors, and staff members who continue to cheer you on and wish you the best. Go from here and continue learning, continue growing, and lead with love and joy and empathy. Go Scots!
Go Scots!